Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach.
So yesterday we discussed about AWS, one of the compute services, and that was EC2, right? EC2. Now today we'll have to get into storage, networking, and security. So and some of the DevOps services which we want to discuss. So these are the stuff we'll do that today. Storage. So now guys, what are the types of storage we have? So no matter, by the way, this is generic topic. It's like not only AWS. Whatever you are learning on AWS, it will apply for Azure. It will apply for Google Cloud or else. So compute, VMs, storage. We have a primarily three types of storage. We have one which storage is block storage. Another one is block storage, and then another one is network storage. Okay. And third, we can call it a file also, file storage. And third one is called object storage. So these are the three types of storage what we have. Now, if you want to simplify block storage again, I would ask you to take a one notes offline, find out how block storage works, how network storage works, and how object storage works. These are the uh, technologies which you are supposed to know. So block storage, now if you look at it, I'll give you one very simple example. The laptop storage what you have, that is a block storage, right? That you are using in the laptop. Okay. Now network storage means it's a block storage only, but you can access through network IP address or something like that. That's a different. That means there's a, let's say, simplified way. There are two machines, so you have one storage for one machine, and then second machine you are using through the network for that storage only. So we have to install NFS server and client. There's a software, so that is the stuff. Now next one is object storage. Simple example for this is we can give it to you Google Drive. Google Drive is object storage. Git is also object storage. So Google Drive is accessible through HTTP right now. All of you files is accessible through HTTP. So in AWS, how we can set a block storage? So we have one service called EBS, and here we have EFS, and here we have S3. So EBS stand for Elastic Block Storage, EFS stand for Elastic File Storage, and then S3 Simple Secure Storage. That is the name of it. So EBS you have to buy it and mount attach it to VM and then use it. That is something we have to do. EFS again you have to create. It's a managed services. Okay, EFS is a fully managed services. S3 is a fully managed services. So these are the three types of storage which we have. And by the way, pricing, in terms of pricing, the costliest one is EBS, followed by EFS, and then S3. So these are the three types of storage which I am going to show you. Any questions so far?
No.
So let's get into this. So here, where's my account? I again start. It's back in, right? Yeah. So here I need one instance to show you the demo. So I'll go for one of the instance, launch instance, and here I'll go for uh, storage demo, storage demo, and I'll go for Ubuntu and 20. I'm going for it. Now for demo, that's okay. One small is okay. Keep here, I'll use the one which you used yesterday, and security group which I have already created yesterday. 8 GB sufficient, and launch. Okay. Okay. So now I'll go to my instance. and full the IP address. And here I have to locate the ppk file, open, accept, Ubuntu, enter. Now I'll give you this colors, appearance, 12, bold, apply, done. Okay, so now this is the machine I got it. Now I'm going to create EBS. How can we create? This EBS block, we call it a volumes. In EC2 only you can find it. So here you have a volumes, and I have one volume. This is for 8 GB. This is just now I created because this one is from the VM running, but this time I'll create a separate one. So create a volumes. Now here there is a type, which type, GP2, GP1. So all these are having a different pricing and different input output per second. So you should also check this differentiation between this when you are architect in order to define the cost and all, it will be helpful for you. So size, I input output per second, all this thing. Right now I don't care. The only thing you have to care is this availability zone. So you can create a EBS volumes and you want to attach to the VM, right? So VM and EBS should be in the same zone. It should not be in a different zone. So I don't know which zone we have for the VMs. So let me check that. So if you see that here networking, here 1A. So I'll go for 1A. Here is there. And then how much GB? 100 GB. So to make it 10 GB, and then create. Then, so I have created a VM of 10 GB. Now this VM I want to attach to my VM, my instance. So what to do? Attach volume, and here this is the instance. You want to attach by default at this location is D1. Attach volume. There's a okay STV. Okay, and then attach volume. What is this? Already in use actually. CDC. CDC says this volumes, it says already in use, something like SDJM, done. So there was few volumes name already attached, so I used SDJM. Okay, so that's all. I create the volume and then attach to the instance. Now I'll go in here and find out whether attachment is there or not. So all these commands I have documented it to save your time. EBS, just write EBS, AWS, and debugschool. Okay, and now here you see how to attach and mount EBS volumes. So this will help you. Okay, so did I create a volume? Yes. Did I attach? Yes. Can I verify? So this Linux command in Windows also you have a disk manager. Okay, in Windows you have a disk manager. So Windows, I think some of you might have done it already, adding a disk, extra disks, and then formatting it, mounting to E drive, D drive, all this thing. Okay, so here it is. So I have only one disk right now. So here I will go lsblk, and 10 GB if I see it's attached here. So here DA has been taken. Not sure why BC it was not taking, but because BC is not there, I find out this is the DG disk 10 GB. So that's okay. Now what to do? So I have to check that volume is empty or not. Do I know that's empty? Blindly you should not run the command. Df you have to run, and wait, djet, sorry, it's djet. And yes, it's data. That means whenever the data is insert coming, it is empty. Now you have a two method to format. One is the ext4 driver, xfs driver. In Windows you have ntfs and all. So let me use one of this ext4, and then here dvz enter. I format it, and now I'm going to mount it. So I'm creating one directory under the root with a new volume, and here I'm mounting to that one. So here you have to specify jet, right? Yeah, jet. Now if you see that new volume, which is with 10 GB, and whatever you store in these locations, it will be stored. So that is how we can use additional storage for the VM. Are you clear, all of you?
So initially you created a volume with 10 GB, right? What did you do after that? You formatted and you added a new volume. What is the difference between those two?
See, the process is very simple. Okay, this you might have done it in your laptop also. Let's say if I ask, hey, go and attach your disk, additional disk. So what we'll do? This is the disk. This is your laptop. Okay, think in simple way. So you attach this one in that attachments attached to the motherboard, correct? After that, you formatted it. After that, you mount it. That same thing I did through commands in Linux. So here I attach first one through console AWS and format it and mount it using this is the format command, and this is the mount command. That's all I did, nothing great.
Okay.
Okay, so now this is the something which you have it. Now in Windows also, you this is the disk. If you add this option is not there. Why? Because the master disk right now is already attached and format and mounted. But if you add a different disk, mount, see format option is here hidden, and you can make a partition. This is called mounting and formatting. So yeah, this is something we have. Now next type which you have is EFS, which is a native file system, but interestingly, this is the managed services. That means they'll take care of everything. So what you are supposed to do? So go to the EFS, which you can find under the services, and here you see storage. So many storage services we have, okay, out of which we need a EFS, and here. So now you see that I don't have any FS right now, file system. So I'm going to create one, and this is for demo, and I should create in the same VPC. Okay, so now I got this here, one EFS created. Is your server you can consider. So server we must be having some address also, right? So this is the DNS name. So how do we connect to it? So here you have to click attach. So there are two options we have. You can install the NFS client and mount in the system, but AWS recommend EFS, if EFS mount helper. So you can mount through the IP DNS also and IP address also. That's not a problem. So this is the IP address and this is the DNS. So I'll go with the DNS. That's okay. So now first thing I have to install the EFS mount helper client in the machine. So what to do? So I'll go to Google, type EFS DevOps School. Okay, and this one will help you. Okay, so this one will help you. So first thing, this is the pretty huge one. I did step number one, creating instance. I did set up EFS. I did it, And step number 3, you have to log into the EC2 instance and mount EFS. So this is I'm doing right now. But EFS, to mount it, I need to install the mount helper. So here I'm doing it. I mean manage Ubuntu, right? So let me install the mount helper. And so done, guys. Now this is for NFS client if you want to install it, but it's not required. After that, I'll come back to this command, and this command will mount this under the EFS directory. So I have to create it somewhere wherever I want it. So I'm creating EFS here and then mounting it. And now done. df-kh. If you see that EFS, which is mounted, here it is under the home Ubuntu FS mounted. It will look like this. Okay, that means anything you store inside this directory, you will be storing in the EFS, which is a fully managed services. Are you understanding, all of you?
Yes, getting it.
Okay, so next storage which we have is S3. It's like a Google Drive, okay, accessible through HTTP also. So let me show you. So before that, I should delete it because I'll forget and the charge will be always there. So this is safer to delete whenever you create, and so on. And now I should also delete the EC2 instance, and you should also terminate, and you should also delete the volumes which you created additionally, which is 10 GB. So first 8 GB will be deleted automatically, but this one delete, where is that delete? Here it is. Done. Refresh. So I'll just check after a few seconds also. Okay, so now where is the S3? So I'll go to the again services, storage services, and here you have S3, scalable storage in cloud, and here it is. So now if you see, there's no bucket here. So what is this? It's a called bucket concept, and in the bucket you can keep the object. What is object? It's a file. Okay, in Git also it's the same concept. Repo concept and repo, you have a object. When you commit it, when you become an object. So how do we create a bucket? So here let me create a bucket and my region. This name has to be globally unique. Okay, so here DevOps school, something random, and then object ownership. I'll leave it as it is. I'm not modifying anything. This also you should read it. Blocking all the public address. This also I'm leaving it recommended. Disable versioning. That means any files which you modify, if you want to version, then enable tags, encryptions, and create a bucket. So I created one bucket which is called DevOps. This is the one, and you can store up to multiple TVs. I think 16 TVs or something. It's unlimited storage which you get it here. So what you are going to do, just like a Google Drive, what do you want? Let me upload it. So upload some files or folders. So I'm uploading the files which is from my desktop. So where is that? Let's say this image I'm updating. Okay, and then upload. Done. So can I go and check this out, this content? So here it is. This is the file, and here all this information about this object. Now how can you access it? This is the URL. And you see here, when I access it, it says access denied. That means while creating a bucket, I have not given most of the access. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to help you with that. There are two level of access. One is object access and another one is bucket level access. So this is a bucket. Here also you have a permission, and inside the bucket, if you go object, here also have permissions. So first of all, let me set up the object level access. If I go to the permission, here it says, hey, you cannot change, the edit button is disabled. They say, hey, the bucket has the bucket ownership enforced setting applied for object ownership. So you should check the bucket this policies and do something. So here you see it's a recommended one. That means you cannot access the object directly, but I am not looking for that. I want to access individually. So ACL enabled, I have to do that. And here save, I acknowledge the risk, save changes. So I change this. Now if I go to objects here and permissions, now I can edit this. So here I can edit this and stuff like that. So right now see here, when your access already has been given, public access has not been given. That is a problem. So what to do? So here also this option is not available. So what do we do? So basically what has happened in the bucket level only, if you go to the permissions, I blocked all the public access, you see. So here I'm going to come back, edit, unblock, very dangerous actually. You should read it 10 times and then save it, confirm and confirm. So right now I have played the verse, allowed all the public access just to access the objects, and now objects is here and permissions, edit, and now you can allow this public access. I understand the risk and save changes. Done. So yeah, permissions you can play at a multiple level, and now you can access this. So this is the bucket story. It's like a Google Drive, okay, more or less. You will access through the UI, but at the same time, command line also you can access it. Did you understand that, all of you?
Yes, clear. But if you upload multiple files, right? So how do we access the root folder of it?
Oh, this is not of, I mean, this is the UI, you have it, and you can access just like this. Let's say I'm creating a folder here, and you can access through, you can browse through this one, or command line mass operations, you can do that also. Upload and download. Got it?
Yeah. Meaning, let's say we add multiple folders, right? So what you're doing is you added one jpg, and you opened, you copied the url and you pasted there, then that's how you accessed it.
Oh,
But
multiple
let's
folder
say,
URL. Okay, okay.
right,
Multiple,
right.
okay. Multiple folder URL will not be there. It will not be, see, object will have a URL, folder will not have a URL. Folder will
Okay,
not have a URL. So that is
so
not
every
there.
time you have to open one file at a time. Is it like that?
No, it's not like that. You can sync the whole folder. For example, let me
Yeah, that's what
AWS.
I mean. If you upload a
Yes.
folder, you'll get.
Folder, you can sync the folder and access the folder in local after
Hmm.
syncing the commands. That is, you can do that. So full commands, oh my God, it's taking too much time. Here it is. So here you can sync this is the folder in local and this is your bucket name. Here you can specify the path also. So like that. See here, that's the all these commands are there. So you typically we use with the commands only, but if you want to browse it, this is the way I'm browsing it. This is the only way. Got it?
Yeah, clear. Yeah.
Okay, so now this is the one. Now next topic is networking. Okay. So as part of networking, what you are supposed to know. So here you are supposed to know VPC, you are supposed to know subnet, you are supposed to know internet gateway, you are supposed to know route table, okay, and all these things. So these are the fundamental stuff. So what happens? Let's understand in a simple way. So this is a cloud now, which is in Mumbai, and you know that it's been divided into multiple regions, correct? There's one region, zone, multiple zones. Sorry. So zone one, zone two, zone three. So you have a three regions, three zones, one regions, and so on. But you know, Mumbai regions have millions of accounts, millions of users are there, and they still have a same data center. So the question is, how would they? Sorry. So how would they protect their resources? So this is my account, this is your account, and mind it, when I create account and okay, then it is across the zone, mind it, that's the reason I'm drawing the picture. So how would I protect that information? That my information means my computers, my VMs, my EPS, my EFS, S3 is a DNS services, so that's okay, and other resources. How do I do that? So what AWS is saying, hey, create a multiple network, and inside the network, and look at this network scope is across the zone, and inside the network you can create a machines, okay, and this will not be accessible from others, no. Okay, this is very simple. In apartments, you get hundreds of Geo Wi-Fi connection, right? All come from the Geo only, but still, one apartment to another apartment, you cannot access it. So whatever the laptop you have in your home cannot be accessed from outside. Simple. So same way in a cloud also, we create a multiple small network across a multiple zone in the same region and manage the resources within your things. That means I'll put it in a very simple way. You are home right now connected to your Wi-Fi. You must be having four laptops, five mobiles, two, three external desks. All these are accessible within your network only, not outside. Correct now? So that is how the GOE is protecting, or Airtel is protecting your resources. So same way AWS is also doing the same thing, but compared to your internet connection at a home, they are doing at what? At data center layer. Understood now, all of you?
Yes.
So that is called network. So everyone gets a network. So then you'll say, Rajesh, you did not create a network. So actually, I did not create a network, but it has there. Let me go to the services and networking services. Where is that? I can search for that directly, but I want you to get a habit of this for a few days till you get comfortable. So do you see networking? I'm not able to find it. Here it is, networking. And here you have so many services. I'll go for the VPC. That's one which you're talking about, virtual private connect. That's the VPC. Okay. So now you see that one VPC is already there, you see. So unknowingly, every one region, one VPC will be created, and unknowingly, you are using that VPC. Okay, you are using that. So let me show you another Windows. See, if you go here, create a VM. Okay, and here if you go down a little bit here, see. So this was selected by default network settings. So here you select the network, subnet, and so on. Right, so here we have one VPC, but what about if I want to create a one VPC separate one? So let me create a VPC. So create a VPC. Now you want to only create a VPC or more means all this thing. More means VPC, subnets, route table, internet gateway, all this thing you need it. Okay, so I would suggest you see all the services using is very easy, but the question is like, what is subnet, what is route table, what is internet gateway? So all these things I would suggest you a little bit of do the fundamental this one um, fundamental networking sessions also. I mean, no need to spend too much of time, but still understand the fundamental. So let's understand this way. This is a one network. Okay, this is the one network across the multiple zone. So now typically in a home we don't define in the multiple subnet, but in office we do that. So in office it's, let's say, one network and divide into multiple subnet. Subnet 1, subnet 2, subnet 3. So this is a large network and divide into small network subnet. That is how we segregate. And here we have a 20 let's say 16 IPs, 16 IPs, 16 IP. This we assign to department 1, this we assign to department 2, this we assign to department 3. I mean, this we do in offices, but here how can you design? So you should remember that you should design this. So this is the VPC. You have a, let's say, let's not complicate, you have a two subnets. So let me delete. Uh, let's create one network, and there's a two subnets. Okay, so two subnets, or let's make it four subnets. One, two, three, four. Now this four subnets you created will be in a different zone. So this is a zone 1 and this is a zone 2. This is zone 1, this is in zone 2. Okay, so two subnets, two zone you have it. So now what you should do, you should run this one VM here for one VM here. This VM will be public VM, means you can run web server here, and then load balancer will be created for this. Okay, but here in the same in the zone 1 and zone 2 another, what you can have, this is a private subnet, we call it. This is a public subnet which is accessible through the internet. Private subnets, you have a two subnets, you cannot access the, so you can have a database running here and here, and again you need a one maybe load balancer and so on. So this is how you can design actually. So let me show you an image which will help you to minimize this. So VPC design. Okay, so let's see here something similar. Hmm. So this is a good one, basic. Again, all these designs will based upon your experience and requirement. So look at this here, very simple image. I try to design same thing. So here there is a region, and here you have a two zone, and what we have subnet, two subnets is created in zone 1 and two subnets here. So here is a private subnet, these are the VMs running in this, maybe your database you have it, and here you have a public subnet where you have an internet. Okay, and here you see here from the internet gateway, internet is coming to the route table to these machines, and the load balancer is not there in this image actually. And again, Here you have two subnets, two VMs and private subnet. There is no internet. So here if you see there is one component which is called NAT gateway. NAT gateway is been used to give a internet to the private subnet. So that means this private subnet is not connected to internet gateways. That's the reason internet is not here. But NAT gateway is providing the internet to the private subnet machines. So this is something which you have. You should design all this thing. So now question is subnet conceptually, route table conceptually, these are the little bit of reading offline also you should do that. So on networking actually is a networking fundamental. Are you understanding so far?
Yes, Rajesh.
So how do we do that? So creation is very easy though. Okay. So here what I'm doing right now, I'm creating not VPC only, I'm creating VPC and more. So they'll ask you, hey, what is the name? I'll let it decide. Define the CIDR for your network. So 65,000. If you follow this one, you can minimize the CDR depends on requirement. Default tenancy. Now how many availability zone you want? So if you go for the single you can have a very flat way, but I'm going for public and private, so two. So availability zone two, public subnet how many? Two, and private subnet two. So total you have a four. So here you see four, you have it, same image we are designing this one. Okay. And here a NAT gateway I told you, it is for giving the internet to the private subnet VMs. Right now I'm going for none because chargeable. By the way, VPC is not chargeable, but NAT gateway is chargeable. Okay. Some endpoints you want, then you can create as three gateways, so sync, upload and download the folder, but right now no, and so on. So this is the stuff. Now what AWS is giving you design also. Look at this here. This you spend time. So all the internet is coming from the project internet gateway, which is you see my cursor. Okay, and from that if you see they are going to the route table, which is project route table public. And if you see from route table, these are the two machines where you are getting it. Look at this here, both are in a public subnet. Okay, both the public machines, actually public subnet machines. Okay, so internet is not coming in the private machine, which is private subnet, which is here and here, you see that. Okay, so private machine is not connected to the internet, private machine is not connected, route table is not connected to the internet. So this is a good design, actually you can understand more about it. If you introduce the NAT, this will be changing. So let me show you. NAT, I will go for one availability zone, and here you see NAT. This is the NAT, and they're giving the IP address to the private subnet also. So NAT is getting the IP address. You see, look at this here. NAT is here, where is running in a public subnet. So it's taking the internet from this internet gateway only, but it's giving you the internet to this. So I don't need a NAT right now, so I'll disable it because it not only charges but it takes some time to configure it, 5-10 minutes. Okay, so done and create. So now you look at this hell lot of resources being created. You have a VPS, DNS, VPS, VPC, subnets, internet gateway, route table, and so on. So this we got created most of it, and then view. So now guys, you have created this VPC. Now time has come to use it. So refresh, launch instance, and here you know that this very well. The only thing you will change here this time, this is the default, change this time, edit. Now instead of default network, this is the project VPC network, and remember four subnets you had it. You decide which subnets you want to place your VMs here. That's all. Understood now?
Yes, got it.
Okay, so this was a networking services which you use it. That means if you need a different networkings for different unit, you should do that. One network's default, which is for the newbies, but based upon your requirement for the project, you can create a network. So as many network you can create, so free services, but some of the services are paid. For example, uh, NAT gateway, endpoint is very costly. Uh, these are the stuff, but many things are there. Let me show you some of the stuff. So let me delete first, so others I'll forget later. And delete, I have not used it, so I can delete without any problem. Others, if you have EC2 VMs created, it will not allow you to delete. Okay, so now you have a subnet, you see here, route tables are here, internet gateways here, Elastic IP is here also. It's the same duplicate services which you see. These are the endpoints. Private link, typically people call it private link, but here we call it endpoint and endpoint services. This is an ad gateway, which is a managed services. You can peer the two VPC network using peer connections, and many other stuff are there, but not no need to know actually immediately, as based upon the requirement. Okay, so here this is a something which you have to understand. Next topic what we have is security and DevOps. So security options and DevOps services, these are the things which we need to discuss.
Have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@debugschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.